Hello guys, what is going on? Camman here and welcome to my Kalphite King guide. In this guide I will be conveying to you guys everything which I have learnt from the first day of killing this boss. This will not be the most efficient way to kill the boss, but it will be the basics. Okay, so first of all let's look at the general information we have on him. He has 355,000 life points, but you only need a slayer level of 1 to actually fight him, and he has a max hit of 10,000 or maybe even above 10,000, but that is only on a special hit which we will expand on later. And his weaknesses can vary from fight to fight. So the first weakness is fire spells, and he is also weak to arrows and stabs. Now personally I prefer to go with either the range option or the mage option, mainly the mage option, because as you will see later on, it allows me for a lot easier maneuvering around the battleground, if you will, and it makes for a lot of an easier kill. And in your team you normally have styles of varying you normally have people with varying styles, so it doesn't really matter which one you choose that much. Okay guys, so in this section of the guide I will be covering the basic ability bar setup, the inventory setup, and the gear setup. So first of all let's go to the ability bar setup. First you want a load of attack abilities where maybe they don't use up the ability bar, as you want it to be full for most of the time. That brings us to these abilities here. Two main abilities you want in order to save your teammates from a big attack, which I'll cover later, are these two. These are Provoke and Barricade, which can both be found in the defense section of the abilities, which can be found here. And another ability you want is Freedom, and that can free you from a few stuns that could possibly otherwise result in a lot of damage taken. As for the inventory, you want a basic potion to boost your attack style, whichever you're using. If you're using range and you don't have overloads, use range potions, mage potions, etc. And you want a prayer renewal flask, and that is to help boost your prayer, and also either super restores or prayer potions. They both do the same thing, but super restores also increase your familiar point thingies right here. You also want either ammo, which will be in your arrow slot, or runes. This is a lot more than you will need, but it should be enough, and a teleport in case you are in an emergency situation, or you need to if you are out of food and you need to rebank, you can use this to teleport out, and that's assuming you aren't stunned, because otherwise you can't teleport. And you also want quite a lot of food, and this might not be enough. You can switch the sharks for rocktails, but it might not be enough, so you might want to add some to your pack yak, but maybe not too much. Maybe not necessarily a pack yak. You can also use a tortoise, but don't fill it up too much, because if you die all the food inside it will go as well. And finally, in this section for the gear setup, what you want to do is you want to find a setup that matches your style. So here you see I am maging. I use the Ganodermic setup, and also I have a skill cape. Now before, skill capes weren't maybe too good, but now you can see that they give a decent health bonus. They also give crit chances for every single style, so it's an awesome thing to use. As for shield and wand, what you want to do is you want both of these. Well, perhaps not a wand if you're not using a wand. I'm just assuming that you guys are using mage, and this guide will be based on mage, well, this part of the guide at least. And yeah, you just want to basically find a good setup that gives you a high hit points bonus to help you tank the big attacks, and also gives you a good attack output, if you will. Okay guys, now that we have done the abilities, the gear, and the invent, we need to see how to get there. So what you want to do is you want to open up your lodestones and you want to go to the bandit camp. So let's do that. And if you haven't unlocked these lodestones already, you might help a lot if you go and unlock them all, because I really recommend it. It makes traveling around RS faster. Now from here you want to constantly go south, and some of you may not know this place, but it's right next to the pyramid from Desert Treasure, and in fact we should be seeing the pyramid any moment now. Now the Kalphite lair is directly under this pyramid, so you just go south from the teleport and it should take you straight there. So we're approaching it right now, and this will be a route that you guys will most likely have to take quite a few times, because it really is it really is hard not to die. Okay, that worked out. And some locations that will help you guys, although I'm sure you guys will find out by yourselves, is most graves you can find in this section or further down. So here you can find an obelisk that will help you renew your points, and most graves appear in this section, so this might be a designated graves and death section. And yeah, you can find most of your graves here. And as for the actual lair itself, you can run all the way around, or you can just click here, and once you've done that, you can actually clear up a pathway from the top of this tunnel, which I will be showing you guys right now as soon as I come up here. So here you can see that I've already cleared up this pathway. For you guys it may be blocked because you need to clear it from this side here, and from here it takes you to the lair itself. Okay, so for the last part of the live commentary before we go into the Kalphite King's specific attacks and how to avoid a lot of them, I need to show you guys how to make a party. Now Jagex has made this very convenient and very easy to do. So first of all, if you want to do a group trip, which I think it's actually impossible to solo this boss, and it's actually impossible, or maybe it might not be, who knows. Wooks and Smokey may somehow manage to find ways to solo it. You need to first be in a friends chat and be in a loot share world, even though it's an instanced world or something like that. You still need to be on a loot share world and obviously have loot share enabled. So to start the lobby making, if you will, you need to enter tunnel here, and you can either join an existing fight, but that's to join someone else's, or start a new battle. So here we'll start a new battle. And after this small semi-cutscene, you can choose the number of players in this battle. And the maximum number of players, as you can see here, is 20. And let's just say 1 here. And in order to prevent crashing or crashes, there are several measurements you can do. First, you can set the minimum combat level, and let's say 200 because I'm 200. And this is the main thing that stops crashes, because you with your friends, you can choose whichever key, an entry key, so it's basically a security question. So let's say wait, actually that's probably a bad idea. I might need to remember this. So 999999, so it's 6-digit number, and you can actually choose the spawn rate, which really helps adapt to your needs, I guess. So let's just do average, and after this you get the choice of joining the battle. You can choose yes, and this is basically the information you give to your clan mates, if you will, or friends chat mates, and they'll be able to join you. So I don't think the Kalphite King can actually attack you while you're on this spot. And to exit, you simply come here and press exit tunnel. So yeah, this is the basic gist of how to get a party started, and I'll see you guys in the overview of the attacks. Okay guys, so while fighting the Kalphite King, there are a few attacks you guys may need to know about. So the first attack is an attack where you turn green, your character turns green, so always have an eye on your character. And what this means is that the Kalphite King has targeted you and you will soon be one shot unless one of your teammates helps you. Now, in order to avoid getting one shot, it really needs a lot of teamwork and cooperation, and the process needed to avoid getting one shot, as you can see on screen now, is you need to do the provoke ability, which turns the Kalphite King onto you, and then straight after, without any delay, you need to do barricade and or resonance. And depending on the timing, you can block the attack altogether and maybe even use it to your advantage to heal you. But if done incorrectly, you or your teammate dies, and that really takes a lot of teammate cooperation. Now the second attack, which you guys may need to know about, it deals a lot less damage, but can still deal a lot of damage. As you can see on screen now, the Kalphite King will charge itself and then charge forward, effectively winding you and blowing you backwards. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember, I forgot the name of the boss in Dungeoneering, but effectively does the same one where it charges and then hits you into a wall and takes you for a good 3,000 hit points. And finally, the last attack that you guys may wish to know about is an attack which is similar to the Bulwark Beasts. So it charges itself and then it releases several balls, and these balls can stun you. So this is where freedom can come in. When the first sight of these balls, you guys want to use freedom and you want to start running away from other players where these balls will be concentrated. So move away from all these balls, because once they actually explode or attack, it really can deal a lot of damage, and many teams drop down in concentrated areas due to the pile up of damage. And just one attack I actually forgot to mention is that the Kalphite King will stand on its rear legs and then jump and dive down, and after it dives down, it will burrow underground and come up again. Thankfully there won't be any screen splashing like the mole, but if it comes up under you or next to you, it will wind you and it'll stun you for quite a bit of damage. So guys, this is all the attacks you guys need to know. All that I can say now is go over there and try it out for yourself. Hopefully you've benefited from this guide. I really hope you guys enjoy this guide. If you have, don't forget to click the like button and maybe even subscribe. Any feedback would be appreciated, and good luck in your drops guys. See ya.